they're off. Welcome to Around the Track, the most exciting 15 minutes in wealth management by Dynasty Financial Partners and hosted by CEO Shirl Penney.
Welcome to Season 5 of Around the Track. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Around the Track, the most exciting 15 minutes in wealth management. I'm your host, Shirl Penney, founder and CEO of Dynasty Financial Partners. I'm incredibly excited about this episode of Around the Track because I'm joined by one of the newest team members here at Dynasty, our Director and Head of Advisor Transition, Lindsey Strawhecker, who I think has been with us now for 3 months.
3 months.
All right, well, look, thank you for sitting down and having this conversation with me on Around the Track. We have one rule on Around the Track, which is we're going to try to make our way around the virtual track behind us in less than 15 minutes. So you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's jump in. I'm going to get you out of the gate quick and hopefully strongly by asking you an easy softball question. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your background and how and why you came to Dynasty.
Yes, absolutely. So I have been in the financial industry for just over 20 years. All of the 20 years really helping support advisors from a client service perspective, transition perspective, helping them grow and evolve their business. I really thrive off of the transition aspect and just helping them really see what independence is all about and how they can actually achieve that goal. And then from the personal side, born and raised in St. Pete, I have 2 kids and a grandbaby who keeps us on our toes. And you mentioned the sunset earlier, so any time that I can spend on the water at the beach, is really where I enjoyed my time.
Awesome. So I'm going to build, for our second question, I'm going to build on your passion for helping people in transition. And one of the things, I'm proud of a lot of things of Dynasty, but one of the things I'm particularly proud of is the high standard that we have around transitions. I think we're known in the industry as one of the best transition teams that you can have. But you've done a lot of transitions over the course of your career, as you just mentioned. Why is it so important, and why are you so passionate about the work that you do helping advisors make a transition?
So transition is really one of the most rewarding career moves an advisor can make, especially as they go towards independence. For me, it's really about helping them see the light at the end of the tunnel, helping them achieve something that they never thought was possible, and just being able to rally behind them and work with them from beginning to end.
Yeah, that moment when if they're launching or they're taking off on their new platform, it's so, it's nerve-wracking, but it's also so powerful. It's profound in a lot of ways. I love to have new team members when they come on board get out on transitions because in a lot of ways for us, it's kind of the why, right, of what it is, what we do, allowing someone, to live their American dream by being able to launch a new business. Let me ask the question, from a different perspective and pivot a bit. There's a lot of things to worry about, right, in a transition, and we spend a lot of time, obviously, preparing for it. We believe, kind of the art of war, right? The battle is won before the first shot is taken. But what are some common concerns that you're hearing from advisors that are contemplating making a move?
I think one of the biggest fears is whether or not their clients are going to follow them.
Which they always do.
Always.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you my words of wisdom on that. But the other piece is the unknowns. They don't know from a technology perspective, of forms, a process. How are we going to do this? But that's really where our team comes in, and we map out the whole process, and we help them understand what's going to take place in the new world. But one of the things that I always tell advisors is the relationship that they have built with their clients is really what is going to drive their decision to move. The name on the door Some clients don't even know the name on the door.
Right.
So as long as they have that built trust with their clients, they'll move with them.
Yeah. So there's a lot of logistical planning, but one of the things that I find fascinating is the emotional planning, right? And sometimes that's at home with spouses and with families. It's certainly within the team as well. What are some of the things that you see that, can be hindrance, to a successful transition that's more on the emotional side? And that's whether you're going independent, maybe, you're already independent, but you're about to change out a long-standing legacy system. And we onboard a lot of already independent firms to our platform. We do a lot of M&A, right, where an advisor is being acquired by a firm that we serve, and we do the transition. All of those things sometimes can be very emotional. What guidance and advice do you give to advisors to help maybe calm some of those nerves?
Yeah, that's a great question. The emotional side of it is so big. It's not just a business decision. And they're taking their families through this process, their whole life's work. And I think what's really important is knowing that we have a plan and we're going to keep them on track. We do lead the transition with empathy, and we really get to know them and we really bond with them. But we also have the tactical skills to separate the emotion from what really needs to be done, and also make sure that we're keeping the advisors on track through the process so that we're not skipping any milestones. We're meeting our goals at the end.
Yeah. Um, Again, you've been here for 3 months, right? So you've had enough time to get a general sense of, our excellence historically around transitions. But what I'm super excited about are all the new ideas that you're bringing to the team to take our transition process to the next level. One of the reasons, we named the company Dynasty, which means sustained excellence, right? And continuing
Yeah.
to grow and evolve and get better over time. Again, it's early, right? But what are some things that you're going to change or evolve or enhance, for our transition process as we continue to scale and grow our business?
So what I have seen over the last 90 days, transitions here is really impressive. What I'm looking forward to is finding ways to collaborate stronger, refine processes. I think leverage tools, resources, technology so that we can work smarter as we learn
Yeah.
and grow and scale the business. So I'm really excited about building out the transition team and leveraging those tools and resources and the support from our leadership and making all those things happen.
Got it. So you mentioned leadership. I'm going to ask you the next question around leadership. You've done a number of different things over the course of your career, a lot of success in transition, as we've been talking about, but also in compliance, client service, and other things. How has as you've matured in your career, and you're going to build a big team here, well on your way, thank you. How has your leadership style evolved over time?
Well, I think my experience, I've really learned how to deliver excellent service, how to manage risk,
Mhm.
and how to execute under pressure,
Well,
especially in the world of
yeah,
transitions.
critical.
Um, for me, I think it's important leading with transparency and empathy with my team. Also, really letting my team make mistakes along the way. I try to really be there as a safety net in
Mhm.
case they need it. But I also think it's important to push people beyond what they may think that they're capable of.
Right.
I think that's really where we see the strongest growth.
Got it. All right, we're coming off the turn. We're headed for home. You seem to be doing just fine. I know you spend a lot of time collaborating and thinking about ways to partner with our tech team, and how can we further tech enable all things across the firm, but in particular transitions. Our transitions seem to be getting bigger and bigger. More accounts, more complexity. So technology is going to play a huge role there. What are some innovations, in utilizing technology that you see coming down the pipe that are going to be really meaningful for advisors in transition?
I think some of the data driven pieces where we just have more data than we've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about AI. I know AI pops up all the time. But I think if we leverage it in the right ways, we can figure out how to run workflows a little better and a little stronger. Kind of going back to the working smarter
Yeah.
philosophy. But I think technology is really going to be the key. And what's I've seen working with Dynasty, there's so many folks on our team that are really incredible, and they're always looking for the next best thing. So just very excited to partner with them and see how we can take Dynasty to the next level.
Yeah. No, I think there are different conversations for a different time, but some of the things we're doing with our data lake and the ability to leverage, that data to make the account opening process so much faster, efficient, smoother. I think it's a game changer. The early stage feedback of
Yeah.
what you guys are doing with our advisors in transition is amazing. All right, last question. It will not surprise you because it's the same question I ask every guest on Around the Track is what's your triple crown? What is that big, seemingly unattainable goal that is sitting out there that gets you excited, to run out of the house in the morning? And it can be professional in nature, personal in nature, but for you, what would that big triple crown goal that you haven't achieved yet, what would that be that's sitting out there for you?
So mine is actually going to be on the professional side,
Okay.
actually here at Dynasty and in transitions. Um, the foundation is so strong here already. So to be able to come in and have an opportunity to grow my team, leverage the services and the support, um, what I hope to do is to really scale the process, double the size of Dynasty, but in
Maybe
such a
triple,
way.
maybe triple the size.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
But in such a way that we're not losing sight of who we are and where you came from.
Yes.
I think that's really important. And also making sure that we can stay true to our current clients and how we serve them. So as we get larger, making sure that we continue to provide them the best service, support, tools, and attention that they all deserve.
Awesome. Lindsey, thank you for sitting down and having this conversation. Welcome to the firm as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you again to all of you for tuning in to another edition of Around the Track.